Yo, what's going on, guys? We are back. TFD is back. Season 3 is here. We have a new character and a new build for you guys. So today I am going to be breaking down my support Nell build. Now I know you're hearing support and Nell. What the fuck? A lot of people don't know. This module right here changes your 2 and 3 to buff allies, right? So the whole thing with this being a support build is I'm kind of tired of the supports that we have in the game. So I have a build for pretty much everybody, and it's AoE, DPS, mob, boss build, whatever. But even my support characters have a DPS build, and it takes away from their actual supporting. This support build, however, is a good mixture of both, and that is why I really like it. I could have gone with the boss damage, with the crit damage for the skill, the mobbing build. No, fuck that. We're supporting people out here, right? We're supporting our fellow Descendants. So I am going to break down my build for you guys, and it is pretty cool. I have some pretty cool gameplay. Me and one of my friends went through VEP 10, and he noticed the buffs were getting pretty insane. He had a lot of good damage in there, and his movement speed was pretty up there too. He kept running into walls. But we're going to go ahead and break down this build for you guys, and hope you guys enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, maybe you try it out. Let me know what you think. First things first, we're going to go over on the right side. So we're going to use the Materialized Mechanics Reactor with a tech skill boost. And I have skill effect range and skill cooldown. You can do skill cost. I'd prefer skill cost. I don't have it. I've got everything stacked on here for the hand cannon launcher and handgun. For the mobbing, I'm using the Malvin. And then for the external components, I'm using the Ascending Armory and the Hunter Memory for the skill cooldown and the skill cost. Makes it a little bit better. Going into the weapons, I'm using the Last Dagger, 3 firearm attacks and 2 rounds per magazine with weak point damage, crit hit rate, firearm attack, and crit hit damage. Here is the build specifically for Nell. So I have a bunch of other builds, as you can see here. This one is for weak point damage and crit damage, because Nell is going to be making weak points, and I'll get into that in a minute. So we got Have Aiming, which gives us 40% weak point damage. Real Life Fighter, which is more weak point damage and firearm attack. Ultra Precision Strike, weak point damage. And then we got Weak Point Sight and Concentration Priority. We got Action and Reaction, Fire Rate, Better Concentration, Recycling Genius, and Chill. You can mix it up however you want, especially with this last one. That's just what I'm running for Nell and the extra weak point and crit damage. The Malevant, so this is going to be the mobbing gun. The Last Dagger is mainly just for like bosses or any of the mini bosses, wherever you see fit. The Malevant is what we have been using to mob clear with. So I've got Toxic, Firearm Toxic, Fire Rate, and then crit hit damage, crit hit rate, weak point damage, and firearm attack. This is also for Nell as well. I put it together for her. So we've got the Expand Weapon Charge, Rifling Reinforcement, Action and Reaction, Charge Amplification, Consume Magazine for the weak point damage, Weak Point Sight, Have Aiming for more weak point damage, Recycling Genius, and Payout, so we can just spam the Malevant as much as possible. Going on to the Exterminator. This thing's alright. It's not the best, not the worst. Definitely fun to play with, though. It's built up, except for the last 2 stars. But other than that, it's pretty built up. So I've got Explosive, Fire Rate, and Fire Rate again with weak point damage, explosive attack, crit hit rate, and crit hit damage. Now, I did go with a crit damage build for this, so that is why we have that. We've got pretty much everything you could think of for fire. We've got the Fire Conductor, Heat Circulation, Superheated Barrel, and Fire Enhancement with Rifling Reinforcement, Better Insight, Bullet Integration for extra explosive and crit hit damage, Better Concentration, Action and Reaction, and Edging Shot. So that is the weapons. Like I said, it's alright. It's not the best, not the worst. Definitely fun to play with. Nothing too crazy though. Going into Nell's build, this is going to be where we really see all of the meat and potatoes on this thing, as one would say. So the whole build's mainly focused around her 4 ability, which is Gaze of the Abyss. So it grants all firearm attacks for Nell into weak points, increasing the weak point damage of herself and allies. While Gaze of the Abyss is active, hitting a target inflicted with the Receive Scan with a Breach Shard increases the duration. So basically, what that means is if you touch your Receive Scan or you hit your Receive Scan, you're going to see all of these little purple like targets come up on the enemies. Then you're going to hit them with your 1. When you hit them with your 1, it's going to increase the duration of your 4 longer, so you can keep it going for hopefully as long as possible. I've got the cooldown down to 29 seconds from 110, and the duration from 14 to 24 seconds, which is pretty good. Like I said, once you hit that 1 and you start spamming it, you're going to be getting it a lot longer. And then with the 1, I have that down to a 3.4 second cooldown, so you can pretty much always have it and keep chaining them back and forth. Now, Restored Heart is going to be changing our 2 and 3 into buff abilities as well. So Ring of Promise is going to give us continuous shield recovery. Whenever you're at 100% shield, you're going to get damage reduction. And then our 3 is going to be Gravitic Order. It detonates the Arcade Breach, causing the Gravitic Order, and it grants a buff to allies near the Arcade Breach. And what this is going to do is it's going to give everybody 30% skill power, 30% movement speed, and 25% shield recovery. Pretty good stuff here, all around. I also went with Coupier Hollow Points just because of the fact that this is mostly a gun build with some support in there as well. So replaces bullets with hollow points and increases recoil. Hitting an enemy with a firearm anywhere other than weak points grants Force Awakening stacks on the caster's recoil reduction modifier. Force Weakening increases weak point damage per stack and removes stacks on a successful weak point. So basically, what we're going to be doing with this is you're going to mag dump whatever gun it is. You could do whatever you're running. So for mobbing, I mag dump a full mag of Malavant. Then you pop your 4 so you can start triggering all the weak points, thus getting this buff and then making your damage go even higher. With a boss, you're going to definitely notice the numbers are going to be a lot bigger. As long as you mag dump first, hit your 4, and then mag dump again. Going into the actual mods for this, so the 2 golds that we're going to be running is Veterans Tactics, just because whenever that cooldown is there, this still takes a while. I mean, it's basically 30 seconds of that being down. You want to get that as much as possible, so Veterans Tactics gives us pretty good chance of just going through enemies and then hopefully getting it back pretty quick. We got Increase HP, Amplification Control, Nimble Fingers, Max Duration, MP Conversion, Stim Accelerant, Shot Focus, Skill Extension, and Passionate Sponsor. Passionate Sponsor is a big one for this because whenever you're buffing or recovering an ally, your firearm attack and skill power modifier, which isn't going to matter too much, is going to get increased by 7.5 up to 10 stacks. Now, when they're sitting in the ring, you're going to get 10 stacks immediately. Depending on how many people are around you, if you pop your 4, it'll count 1 stack for each person. But if you can get them into the ring or even throw the ring right before somebody runs into a room or whatever, it'll start stacking it a lot more, and you can just keep that going constantly with your 2 and 3 ability. So that's just extra damage on top of what we've already got going on, which is pretty good, base stats over here, so we've got 35,000 defense, 1.3 shield, 29.6 HP, and MP is 310. I've never really ran into an MP problem with Nell, so I don't have anything for her, but yeah. Going into the inversion reinforcements, we're going to be running the ammo system. Landing a firearm crit hit grants ammo system. Your reload time is going to be quicker. Selective neurostimulation. Most people already know what this is, but if you don't, it grants one of the following 3 effects every 45 seconds. Mental stimulation, 60% chance to recover MP. Highly focused, 30% chance to recover MP. And release unconsciousness, 10% chance to recover MP, each one getting higher and higher in the percentage. And then the last one, which is the big one, is going to be deploy resonance device. So on a skill or firearm hit of an enemy, it grants the device. The device will give skill duration for 4.9% for 10 seconds. On a firearm hit on an enemy marked by an Aceve scan using Nell. See where this is going? It's going to grant external resonance, and that is going to give you 10.6% more weak point damage. That is pretty much it other than the arcade tuning, so we'll go ahead and break that down real quick. This should be pretty quick. This is the path that I chose to follow for arcade tuning, so I went over to the left, came all the way up for some enhanced firearm attack just to get a little bit more buff in there, you know? A little bit more damage never hurt anybody. And then coming across over to the top right for the Malachite, we've got defense neutralization. This is going to matter just because of whatever gun you're running. You're going to be debuffing the enemies when you are throwing your one around, and that is going to work against mini bosses, bosses. It's going to work against anything, but the main thing is going to be mini bosses and bosses. That's going to take their resistance down, and that's just going to pump more damage into the build as well and into your guns. So other than that, I have some gameplay for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. If you do try this build out, please let me know what you think of it. I came up with it myself, so I was, like I said, I was tired of just having nothing but mob and bossing, and this is a good mix of both. I really like her. It feels like a real run and gun character, and I really enjoy playing her. So if you guys have any improvements that you think I could be doing, throw that in the comment section below too. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get better at building on this game, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Alright, hopefully we can show off.
What build you going with?
Not bad.